Hello everybody, Andrew Casey at Hypersanitybooks. Today we're taking a look at the Shawn character and talking about Histrionic Personality Disorder. And there's a reason to categorize him with this disorder and also to set boundaries with characters like this. He is quite toxic to all of his friendships and relationships. I will touch into some of the other characterization as well. And I think there are certain concerns if you do have someone like this in your life where you can't let them overrun your life. You need a life of your own. For now, we'll just get into it. Number 1. Understanding the disorder. There are certain key points to look out for, but the primary focus is being the center of attention. So when you look at a lot of the scenes within the show and the relationships with different characters in the different ways that relationships are, he has to be the center of attention. He is rude, he's abrupt. Also, if he wants something to be done, it's going to be done. And there's a lot of different overacting that he does at certain points to draw the attention to himself.
I am sensing something very strong. I'm getting a strong, jealous... Yes, you, Lillian. You were jealous of Ben and Desiree's relationship.
That's crazy. Maybe it isn't. In your statement to us, you did refer to Ben as a great boyfriend, and you showed up to get him out of jail before we'd even finished processing him.
And sometimes he has to do that with the psychic powers to explain a circumstance, to manipulate the situation for people to hear what he's got to say. But it's the main focus of the personality is being the center of attention. Now, the other character that comes within this disorder would be the Leslie character. He also likes to be the center of attention. He doesn't like to lose or fail.
I'm really sorry, Spencer. I can't play with you today. I'm about to go solve another case, and do it in record time.
And there is that type of thing where his stubbornness, he would have the disorder just in a different manner on how it operates and how he operates. But it's different things that we'll touch on in the video where certain key points will come all within that category of being the center of attention. Number 2, early childhood. One of my favorite openings is when he's going to do the daredevil stunt and his father stops him and compares the situation to what he's doing for his so-called friends to stand and watch the occasion, and comparing him to a kid blowing milk out of his nose. And he says to his father, I could be just like him, as popular. But it also shows a slight part that he's aware of what his father's trying to do and he's manipulating the situation even as a child. But the point is it's that center of attention, and through the opening in the first few seasons, I quite enjoy how the episode starts off with his father trying to teach him something or putting something into perspective that's somewhat related to the episode. And it's those sorts of things. Even in his early childhood, he was manipulative of people around him. Number 3, Gus the Enabler.
So what's next, Detective?
Well, there's still quick. Knock it off!
Gus is absolutely enabling this behavior from childhood, even to different points of his profession, where his profession is supposed to be putting first. And then, as the seasons change, he works with this person more. But it's the behavior where he may sound like he's trying to set boundaries with him and being firm, but he is still somewhat enabling his life to be in chaos. And sometimes it may seem okay as solving a bigger problem. It's the same with working for different emergency services. You run yourself rugged because you're responding to emergencies, but when you're in an infinite crisis all the time, it's not healthy. And with this type of relationship, it's not healthy to have a friend like Shawn unless you're absolutely dedicated to that profession. Now, when you look at something like the series Monk...
Got it?
Wait. Oh, hello.
Oh my God, Dad. I didn't hear you come in. Hey.
So nice to meet you.
I got this myself. Okay, she got me the wipe. It's just a wipe.
Where, yes, he has a lot of quirks with his character, but the person working for him is highly dedicated to his cause because of what he's doing to help other people. So this is the sort of thing with Gus. What he wants in life is one thing that he's saying, and he's trying to set the boundary, but he's just not succeeding at it. He is actually enabling more than what he thinks.
Can you prove you're psychic?
I can read your palm. Give me your hand.
Number 4, understanding character roles. One thing that's important, yes, Shawn is the protagonist and Gus is a deuteragonist. He is the supporting character to the main character with his cause. Then you have the third most important character, which is Abigail, and Leslie is also a tritagonist, and the same with the father. Now, Leslie may come across as an antagonist figure because with the type of disorder being the centre of attention, it takes one to know one. They're just as bad as each other. Although Shawn is actually much worse than Leslie, Leslie still has a lovable nature to him.
I'm saying I need your help.
All right. But only if Abigail can watch.
No.
Just don't put a chair in the viewing room.
But the point is, those three characters, Abigail, Leslie, and his father, are the tritagonists of the story. He goes to them to consult on certain things, and it's different ways on how the story unfolds from their perspective. And with the relationships being affected, yes, Leslie has the disorder. Even interrogating someone, he has to be the centre of attention with Abigail, and sometimes the competition that he has makes him blindsided to creating more problems than what it's actually necessary. And that's just part of the drama. It also comes into different situations where he could solve a problem, but he's in competition with Shawn all the time. And this is important. It's understanding what character roles there are to where characters are positioned. The antagonist is whoever is involved with the case as the primary suspect as the stories unfold. Though some stories do have other tritagonists that may be in the story, but you sort of piece it together to work out that they're either tied in with the antagonist or they are the antagonist. You decide. Number 5, second-class character.
This is my I told you so room, where I like to gloat after a completely wild accusation turns out to be spot on.
Yes, he has his feelings for Abigail, it comes confirmed, and it's the toing and throwing. Are they going to be together? Are they not going to be together? And it's frustrating as hell. Through certain seasons, he's with another relationship as one season ended to get into another season. And this character is a second-class character to the Abigail character.
That's my oops corner, where I apologize to people for being arrested after a completely wild accusation turns out to be just that.
And you know the story isn't making sense to have this unnecessary drama, but even this relationship is destined to have chaos and drama within it for himself because of what he is perceiving to what he wants, being an old childhood friend. But it's this type of storytelling sometimes that is unnecessary. But the whole point is it's the chaos that is created with the relationship to a second-class character. And that's some of the problem. Some characters are in a show for a certain time just for the breakup. Number 6, other law enforcement characters. And this is another point. He wants the approval of others. And even the bounty hunter episode with the guy that played Hercules in the old TV show, he was introduced as a bounty hunter and he saw him at a young age. Someone who's working within the law and not necessarily working with the law. And he was inspired by that. But he still wanted this person's approval on a certain case to try to solve it. And this is where some of the relationships go bad with this personality, is sometimes they see relationships more than what the relationship actually is. And with other people within law enforcement, like when he went to Canada, the way he was persistent with the other person for the approval or to work within the Canadian channels, it just created more chaos and turmoil, and sometimes he actually solved a problem. And that's part of the beauty of storytelling. When you understand a character in depth like that, there is so much potential of what you can do. But sometimes the formula can be so obvious, it can get cliche. Number 7, no boundaries on people's assets. Again, with his father, he can just drop in unannounced, interferes with his life, even taking the boat and saying to Gus that it's borrowed, it's fair, or his father would have wanted him to take the boat to go try to solve a crime. And it's some of those sorts of involvements where, again, he thinks his relationship is more than what it is, and in another part he knows it's not okay, but he knows that other people enable his behaviour, and he plays on that. Number 8, Abigail. She has a zero tolerance for BS. She has the feelings for Shawn, and being certain levels of co-working or co-contracting, it's hard to get involved because they have to be involved on a lot of different professional levels. When push comes to shove, she will have his back and he will have her back. But he is also, with the disorder, he is afraid of having a relationship to some extent because something in his life could actually go right, and it's the sort of relationships he can't control her like he can control Gus. And that makes him, you ask this type of question, what relationship are you in? Is it with the character that was the second class character to the Abigail character? Are you with Abigail or are you with Gus? Number 9, best father.
Oh my God, Dad, oh my God, oh my God.
Focus, Shawn.
One more, Chandler being style. Oh my God!
His father is the best father that he could have ever asked for, and even though he may try to set certain boundaries, he still tries to find a way because he knows his son quite well, and he knows different ways on how to help him. But it's also one of the big arguments, it's helping Shawn to come to the understanding of something to his own accord than to be told something. So an example is, he's not going to say someone is the bad guy. He's got to help Shawn to come to the conclusion so he thinks it's his idea that it is what it is, not to have the help from someone else. And even though there are different points on how the father helps, his father understands his son a lot better than anyone else. And I think there is something to work in with. Again, I love protagonists in stories, and I think for a series, I think the 3 main protagonists that you do see, being the father, Abigail, and Leslie, they all work well for the series. Number 10, final thoughts.
Are you psychic?
Excuse me?
Are you, Shawn Spencer, psychic?
In conclusion, I do believe the character has Histrionic Personality Disorder. And even though this may be a TV show and we do write books within this channel, sometimes you can learn something from different mediums, and different case studies can help to understanding your characters or different ideas that you have for characters on how to write them. But again, if you do see the series for yourself, even watching one episode, pay attention to all of the different details, and you can see that this disorder fits this character to a T. Otherwise, that's it for today. Hit like, subscribe, comment. I'm doing some other case study videos, hopefully one per week, on different characters. If you have a character you'd like me to take a look at for a deeper explanation, let me have a look and I'll see what I can come up with. Otherwise, you can email me, andrewcasey@hypersanitybooks.com. If you want your book or anything else reviewed, we can go into a bit of a collaboration. But again, just respectful boundaries. We don't want to cross the boundaries like the Shawn character, because that's something that I don't want in my life, and it's not something that we need. Otherwise, I'll see you all next time.
Yes.